The Vespa is just a buzzy little thing. It's a sort of a bike, isn't it?
Get elements of chemistry where engineering and art kind of flow together in just the right combination.
It's the sound of Italy. It's the sound of Rome and Milan.
When you ride a Vespa, you're not just riding a cheap, efficient mode of transport. You're riding something which has so much street.
Even its name is stylish. Vespa is the Italian for wasp and was given to the bike because it looked just like one.
The Italians are very good at design, and then their designs are rooted, in, I think, in sensuality. It's all rounded, the rounded edges. It's not a threatening machine. It's a kind of a warm and cozy, fuzzy machine.
Italy had been flattened during the Second World War, and so Piaggio, an aircraft manufacturer, came up with the Vespa as an innovative answer to the need for basic transport.
The Vespa was a brilliant improvisation using things which Piaggio already had or could easily produce. For example, the wheels of the original prototype were aircraft tail wheels. The simple two-stroke engine was a starting unit for large aircraft engines. And the structure, pressed sheet metal.
The Vespa is fascinating because it wasn't designed to be a motorcycle as such. It was designed by an aeronautics engineer who actually hated motorcycles. So all the negative aspects of motorcycles as he perceived them were ironed out of the Vespa. So there was no oily chains, there was no exposed engines. You didn't have to dress up in motorcycle clothing, you could ride it totally normally.
It was just really easy to ride. Women could ride it. People rode it to work. It was just a doddle.
But it wasn't that it was easy to ride that made it popular. It was because it was cool.
Celebrities wanted to be photographed on them. Pop stars wanted to be photographed on them. Piaggio understood about marketing. The scooter. You didn't say a scooter, you said a Vespa.
It's meant so much to so many people. After the Second World War, it got Italy back on the road. Then it became the choice of the mods in Britain, became a huge cult machine. And now it's back to being what it first was. It's a utilitarian vehicle.
I love my Vespa because she gets me around everywhere in London. I've always wanted a Vespa. I always used to see them parked around in scooter bays and things, and I used to always think, God, look how beautiful they look. I don't know, I just love it.
Scooters are still around. Scooters are still the perfect way of getting around town, and the Vespa was the first. It's just a genius invention.
The Vespa is undoubtedly the king of the city runarounds, but with wheels no bigger than dinner plates, this bike is out of its league on the highway, and so for that, its place state is the Honda Cub.
The Honda Cub is the bike that made Honda.
It was just a motorcycle that took over America.
The Honda Cub has to be #1 because it's the biggest selling bike of all time. You can't argue with that.
With more than 40 million Cubs built, that's more than the entire population of Canada.
What Soichiro Honda wanted to do when he designed the Cub was to have an incredibly simple machine that would have huge mass appeal.
The engine in the Honda Cub is not more complicated than the engine in a lawnmower.
Although it's got just 4 brake horsepower, it can pull 50 miles an hour with its 1-cylinder air-cooled engine and 3-speed automatic gearbox. You don't get much simpler than that.
It's sort of what got motorcycle people started, because you could go down and buy it and it ran forever.
It was a get-on-and-go vehicle, and this was the key to Honda's tremendous success marketing his products in the United States.
In the 50s, motorcycling had such a bad reputation. If you were a biker, you were either a rocker or a Hell's Angel. In order to sell the Cub, Honda had to appeal to a new type of rider: ordinary people.
Anybody could ride one. Your parents wouldn't get mad at you. In fact, your parents wanted to ride that motorcycle when they saw it.
The world was hooked, and it wasn't long before the Cub went global.
This is the amazing new Honda Super Cub with a unique 4-stroke engine to zip you up hills, give you up to 221 miles per gallon, and speeds up to 40 miles per hour.
Everyone's ridden a Honda Cub. You know, everyone from Bangkok to Birmingham.
The Cub was built to be abused. This isn't the kind of machine that you're meant to lavish love and care on. These things are designed to be driven into the ground.
It doesn't matter what the Cub faces, it seems to keep running. So the greatest ever is going to put it to the test. And who better to help us than Charlie Borman, who with actor Ewan McGregor pushed his bike to oblivion around the world.
Okay, today we're going to try and destroy a Cub 90. And I've been told that you can drain the oil and put any old oil in it. There we go. Can I take a tub of some old cooking oil? Stupidly, what I've done is I've left a nut inside here. So now I'm going to have to fiddle around for the nut. I'm going to put this chip oil in there. It's pretty rank stuff. It's almost a Formula One oil change, that. I would say, you know, you shouldn't try this at home, okay? Here we go. Well, just have a quick drive around the block and see what happens. Okay. The chip oil seems to be fine. We've been driving around a little bit on it, and you can still bounce off corners. I could almost say that it was running better on this oil. Hiya, can I take 80 pizzas, please?
The Cub weighs just over 50 kilograms, so Charlie's next challenge is to overload it until it carries 4 times that.
There's not enough weight with the pizzas, so we're going to, I want to buy some more fruit and get as much on as possible. Let's pick this, right? Look, that's the old sort of... It's top heavy.
All this fruit and pizzas weigh 200 kilograms, the equivalent of a small family. Well, not as conclusive as we'd hoped, so time to try something more drastic.
You can shoot one and it'll keep on running. You can crash them, the handlebars will bend and all that kind of stuff, the bodywork will bend, but it'll still keep running.
They were bulletproof. I mean, as far as the motors and stuff went, they were pretty good.
We've tried taking the oil out and filling it up with this horrible greasy fat from that pizza place. We've tried loading it up so that it can barely move with too much weight, and it still goes. So now we're going to chuck it off a building and see if it goes after that.
The bike is going to fall 22 meters to the ground. Surely that should kill it.
Here we go! That looks all right, actually. Though the wheels are dented, but it looks all right.
The bike was traveling at 54 miles an hour when it hit the ground. There's surely no way it can still work.
See if we can get it moving. Oh, I think it's buggered, really. Anyway, we'll see. Let's get it started, see if we can start it. And we'll see what happens there. Okay. Ooh. You see the indicator? It's working. Let's get it in gear. Well, it's still going-ish. At least it went forward, and so effectively the bike has won, and they are indestructible. It's you know, testimony to the bike.
If you're seeking to destroy a Honda Cub, if you have sufficient amounts of C4 explosives, you'll probably be successful. Other than that, you got no chance of knocking one down. They'll just keep coming. It's like Dirty Harry.
The Honda Cub helped build an automotive empire, still going strong after 47 years. It's cheap, simple, exciting to ride, and definitely indestructible. It is the greatest ever motorcycle.